Hi everyone. Today we have to be discuss advanced Java, and duration of the advanced Java is nothing but the 2.5 months, which is 75 days. And introduction. So, what are the introduction for the advanced Java and prerequisites? Prerequisites of the advanced Java. So, what are the prerequisites of the advanced Java that we have to be strongly aware of the strong knowledge on strong knowledge on oops concept, oops concepts, and second one is collection collection frameworks, and the third one is as we have to be aware of the SQL basics. As you already aware, hoping like SDDL, DML, DQL, so that we will go deeply in the coming sessions. So what technologies we will use in our advanced Java? So these are the prerequisites and technologies we used. Technologies in advanced Java. First one is JDBC, which is nothing but Java database connectivity, and second one is servlets, how the servlets will used, and third one is JSP, JavaScript pages, MVC, which is nothing but the model view control. So how all these technologies we are going to be used in our advanced Java, we have to be discussed one by one. Now, before going to this advanced Java, we have to be aware like technologies like how you are going to be used in our application, how we have to be interact with the database, like whatever the data is there that we have to be communicate with our web pages and the database, how the all the data will get stored. You also need to know like what is the web technologies, as you are already aware of the web technologies, which is nothing but JavaScript pages and HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, right? So basic things we have to be aware of this, and also we have to be aware of like what is the static content, what is the dynamic content. So to talk about this static and dynamic content, the applications which runs on machine or computer as a standalone application, so we can call it as a static applications as well. Static applications, which are nothing but we can as take an example like calculator. So we can use this calculator type of applications and other applications, notepad and notepad plus plus, so these editors, eclipse IDE, etc. So we can use in one particular system. So it is nothing like I have installed in my, I have the calculator notepad and notepad plus plus in my system, and I cannot use the same notepad in the other system. Like we have to be download separately in other systems. So that is nothing but the standalone applications, which are nothing but we call it as a static application or standalone. Standalone applications. And so what about the applications which can be accessed by using the web browsers through the internet? So that all we call the web applications, which are nothing but the dynamic web applications, which are nothing but dynamic applications. So what do we use, what do we do in this one by using the internet or by using any web browsers? By using web browsers, we can access that application. We can access applications. Let's say an example of Facebook, Instagram, and IRCTC, Naukri application, IR, as well as Naukri application, so etc. We have so many things. Let us understand now. Okay, these are the application, and so as we have already discussed about the standalone application and the web application, let us discuss about the distributed applications as well. What is the distributed applications? Distributed applications, which are nothing but one application. Okay, so one application communicate or depends, communicate or depends on other application, depending, depending on other application, other applications, which are nothing but the distributed application. Let's take an example of, we do have a Google Pay and phone pay, Paytm, phone pay, Paytm, etc. As well as we have this type of examples, like these are related to the banking applications. If I am using the Google Pay application for my transaction, so does Google Pay application know about which bank I am using? It doesn't know. So until and unless we have to be give our bank details and add as a primary account, then we can able to make the transaction by using the Google Pay, Phone Pay, or Paytm. So it is interconnected. It is interly connected with banking applications. And not only this one, but we can take the another example, like make my trip and Amazon, make my trip, or Amazon, Flipkart. So many examples, which are when we are going to be pay the amount after purchasing any products, it will redirect to the our banking application. Once the process is done, the transaction is done, so we can achieve whatever we are seeking for. So these are the nothing but the distributed applications. So to develop the applications, or Java provide several APIs which are nothing but the application programming interfaces. Application programming interface. What is the application programming interface? Application programming interfaces. APIs is nothing but it is useful to communicate web applications to the database. So for that purpose, we use the APIs. We have two types of APIs in advanced Java. First one is JSE API, Java Standard Edition, and second one is JEE, which is nothing but Java Enterprise Edition, right? So, what JSP API contains? It contains set of classes, interfaces which are used to develop the standalone application. So, this JEE API is, it contains the set of classes and interfaces to develop for standalone applications. Standalone applications. And for the JEE API, it is used for the JEE API, which is used This is also contains a set of classes and interface, but it is used for to develop the web applications, for web applications. And so we have to be aware of this technology first before going ahead into our uh, web web technologies, web application architecture. So we will discuss in detail more about this, how our browsers will intercommunicate with the servlet, then how does it communicate with the JDBC and the database system, right? So it is how this will get intercommunicated. So this is the browser. Once we, whatever we are searching for any applications, first we have to be log on to the browsers, which are nothing but we can call it as a client browser as well. So whatever, if we are clicking any functionality or login button or sign up button, then it will pass as a request to the server. In this server we have a technology called servlet. In the server we have a technology called servlet. In this server, how it will get communicated with the JDBC, Java database connectivity. Once we write the Java program, so how does it get communicate with the database? We have to be discussed. And how does the server maintain all these three technologies and GSP as well as the HTML? We have to be discussed now. So as we have already aware of these technologies, now I will explain with many examples where we find our technologies used to understand this server side. Okay, so all this, everything contains these three technologies contains into this server. To understand the server side programming, you have to be aware of the servlet. So what are the servlets? And in current industry you got many frameworks, right? What are the frameworks? Like UI frameworks, which are nothing but Angular, React JS, and backend frameworks like REST APIs, that is also called the RESTful web services. And using these interfaces we can achieve the multiple inheritance. How? We have to be seen. If we don't want to create, or if we don't want to, like, let us take this example as to provide the front end and back end communications, you are already may know or may not know about the front end and back end, but no problem. Like we will discuss everything here in this session. I will be explaining all these. Once we enter into the JSP, JavaScript pages, you will come to know clearly what things comes under the front end and what things comes under the back end, our technologies where we're going to be used. And like nowadays some people have like delusion about a spring boot and microservices. These are the frameworks, but behind the technologies are advanced java technologies. You don't need to be learn like 3 to 6 months of duration, because every time should be done in one place before inventing the spring boot and microservices. Now technologies are upgraded, so people are going for the spring boot microservices, but earlier it wasn't there. So we have to be continue this advanced java session, not in 75 days but 6 months like duration. Does you already aware of like mobiles? Does anyone know like mobiles around 20 years back? Is there any word you can heard about that? No, I haven't heard. And hopefully you might haven't heard about what is the smartphones in 20 to 25 years back. There is no such a word in English as well, I guess, right? So but later on we will come to know, like, in the other words, it is introduced, it got introduced, like what is the cell phone, what is the mobile phone, and what are the smartphones, tabs, smartwatches. There are so many products which comes uh, came in the market. Just imagine our features, our future, not the only the products features, but how these features will get upgraded in the future, like now 2024, in 2050, in the year of 2050, cannot know, nobody knows like this mobile will exist or not, or some new technologies or advanced technologies it will come. Earlier we have the keypad mobiles, like the buttons type Nokia, those type of mobiles we used to have. So what happened, earlier we had this keypad mobiles, now almost it is disappeared. Nowadays so many people are using, but those who not aware of how to use the smartphones, like elderly people, so they use, but now the technology got increased, advanced technology. uh, Now everyone are using, even the college students are using the touch screen mobiles. So the technologies will emerge like this day by day. We have to be accept that, and we have to be run along with our latest technologies. There is no constantly that okay I can use from last 10 years onwards, now also I will use the keypad phones. So nobody will care, like how, if everyone are using smartphones, like we will hesitate by using the keypad mobile, but we have to be okay. It is just like adjustment type now. So there is no permanently that it would be last long, because the technology is something that every time keep upgrading, updated versions are coming. It is a evolutionary inventory, it is keep on inventing the new technologies, new features, everything is getting added in the current technology field or AI technologies. But whereas comes to the our languages like Telugu, Hindi, English, so these are our natural languages. So these languages is still we are using, at 20 years back also we will use same thing. What I'm telling in Java, Java is a programming language which will stay forever. Right, it might, we might get the upgrade version, but it is a evergreen like technology. In meanwhile, many languages will come and go. Right, not, but because they created the, because the Sun Microsystem, they have created the Java language in such a beautiful manner, like whenever the updates, whatever that coming in the future, upgrades, upgraded versions, so they will think advance, like 20 years in the future what happens. So they will keep everything in that mind, they will think that advanced level and implement to provide that latest updates for everyone, for to us, like versions. You are already, nowadays we are using JDK 21 now, but 2 to 3 4 months now also we are using, some people are using like 20 JDK 20 17, JDK 19 18, so many versions are coming. It is as per their need, so some people will use the JDK 17 or JDK 21 upgraded versions, out of curiosity that we will check like what are the features are available. So we have to be keep on upgrading ourselves, not, as well as we have to be mostly depend on the features. So when it is released we have to be use it, because some of the features or drivers it might won't support, so we have to be keep on upgrading ourselves, as well as system needs to be get upgrade, right? There are two things that which we use majorly in entire advanced Java. So as we have already discussed for abstract class, first one is nothing but the, first one is nothing but abstract classes, and second one is interface. Now so we have to be understand like what is the abstract class and what is the interface. We cannot expect because we know already aware of the bookish kind of definitions from college days onwards. We are learning that we have by heart the manner in the table, like in right side abstract class and interface class. Like abstract is a keyword which restricted to use the objects. Okay, so we have used, if you want, if I can write that as well. So some kind of like in abstract class, abstract classes, and this one is interface. So what is our first point in this? In abstract class, abstract keyword is restricted to create. I'm not going to be write everything, but I'll try. My abstract keyword is restricted to create the objects, right? So this we have already learned. In interface also, it is restricted to create an object. Okay, so all these things of bookish kind of definitions we have already learned, like in abstract classes there is an abstract or the non-abstract method, and interfaces there is only abstract method, like by default the abstract method, right? In abstract classes we can use the final and non-final, and static and non-static, as well as the data members. But in interface there is only the static and final variable we can use. And in case we can extend only one classes which implements the number of interfaces, and in case of interfaces we can implement the number of interfaces and extends the number of classes. That we have already aware and we have learned in some few point. So as you all understood, so there is like you have to be aware of this, and by heart is important, like we have to be remember. So I believe when we have started learning the Java, so we have to be by heart, there is nothing wrong. And how this exactly useful in this abstract class shape which extends the circle and rectangle methods. So in interface, how it implements the circle class and the rectangle class. So let us take the another. These are some kind of bookish kind of definitions that we have already aware of. So let us take the same type of example to make us our class is easier, where it is. So I can take the another example for the interface. In interface, as I mentioned, it always extend. It always implements. Control C and Control V. So here let us take the three example. If it is a vehicle, then I have to be take the three classes. Control Z. So let me give this first one as a bicycle, and second one is like motorcycle, and third one, let's say car or bus, anything. So these are the things that we have already learned at some point in our college days, or when we are taking the classes. So this is just like a refreshment, like, yes. So it always, as we have discussed, vehicle, as it is an interface, it interface always implements. So we have to be remember these things. Implements. So these are the things that we have already aware of this, and we have to be keep on practicing. Same thing in abstract class also, like dog, animal. So it extends the classes of cat, extends the class of dog, and a cat or cow. So we can take the many examples and create in our understanding manner. So now let us discuss. So what is the web application architecture, and how this database is used to communicate with our data. Before going further, let's understand about what is an abstract class and what is an interface. By these kind of examples if we are giving, then nobody think that we have experience. So we have to be present in such a manner that everybody can understand, okay, this person has a experience, not the bookish kind of examples that we have to be learn. So what is really the abstraction is, just take this example. We have an insurance company. So that insurance company name is New India Insurance Company. New India Insurance Company. So what this New India Insurance Company, it has some employees. This insurance company has some direct employees who called their customers and explain the packages, clients, and attract the customers. Okay, so we have so many types of insurances. Like if you take this vehicle insurance, like we will be giving the discount and there is a no cost EMI. So it attracts, so this company people or executives, they call the customers to explain their company benefits are provided for the insurance when they take the insurance from us. We have the life insurance, vehicle insurance. So they are offering some insurances, and with the benefits they will attracting the customers. That attracts the customers. So now, so this is the company that every company do the advertisement marketing to attract the customer to get more benefit and the sales to the companies. Then only they can maintain the infrastructure and pay the salaries to the employees, right? So they have to be maintain everything whatever that is required, they will do that. And so this company has, every company has investors and vendors and brokers, right? So this insurance company is also has the brokers, or let's say the vendors. So what are the vendors for this company? Vendors are nothing but not investors, but vendors are something that we can get the work from them, not hiring, like not only hiring, but what we want to for doing the advertisement, for getting the more purchase and sales. We opt the two vendors. First vendors is, let take an example of the new sales. First vendor name is new sales, and second vendor name is, let's just assume it is a new sales and first sales. So these are the two vendors we have. Now, doing the advertisement and attracting the customers and maintain the data, so we required these two vendors. We require these two vendors. And what is the main purpose? What is the main aim? What they will do? They will publish and they will advertise. They will attract the customers. So, new sales company Now whatever they are doing, they will do. Like users, just take an example of the Google Pay and the Phone Pay. Google Pay, Phone Pay will also offers the insurances, but where it get redirected, it will get redirected to the insurance company, new insurance company. So it doesn't provide. It is interlinked with the main company, which is nothing but the New India Insurance Company. Now, new sales company will ask the data to the India Insurance Company. It will gives only that related data to the new sales. India Insurance Company will give the whatever the data, whatever the sales is done by new sales, that new sales data customers will give. Not does do you think that New India Company will give the data to the first sales as well? No, it won't give. So it is a New India Insurance Company responsibility that to give the required essential data to the first sales and new sales. So if it is related to the first sales, whatever the data which is done by the first sales, it will give. Whatever the data which is done by the new sales, it will give. And hiding the not required data. It doesn't give the first sales data to the new sales data to the first sales. So they have to be maintained in such a way. Every company does that. Otherwise, we wouldn't call that as a company, right? They couldn't be messed up with the things. They have to be give the appropriate data, whatever the vendors it is required their data. So abstraction is nothing but showing the essentials data to the user. So what is my main intention to say here is abstraction classes. Abstraction classes, it 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 shows the essential data to the users, to the not an unessential, not an unessential data. And so what the unessential data means, whatever that is not required, the data will hide the internal data which is not required. Like you take an example of the HDFC bank. So any bank you can take an example. So we have just take up, we have the Citibank example. This is an Citibank, right? So this is an international bank, and every bank has a manager, cashier, clerk, cashier and clerk, and marketing executives, accountants. So every bank will have all those people in the bank, right? You can't go to the clerk and ask about your loan approved or not. So, do you think that they will give the appropriate answer because they don't have the access to get the authorized data? So they cannot give. They will guide you. Okay, you go to that person, executive. So he will be into the marketing team. So they will give you the your loan status, right? But if but manager have the access, like cashier does have the access that you got the loan or not. He don't have the access, but who will have the access? Manager will have the access. Manager can tell that your loan is approved or not if you go and ask, right? So what the cashier will do, like a cashier last 2 weeks whatever the deposit amount is there, they will check in bank. But what is the amount is deposited, that clerk will tell no, but manager can tell, because manager has the superpowers, not kind of superpowers, but he has all those access, showing the essential data, hiding the unessential data. Does manager will give the other person's details as well, like he has this many of amount is deposited in the account, that there is some privacy conditions, that whatever the required data is there, that manager will give you the appropriate answer. There is a security, there is a security role based access which are given to the employees according to the user of the system. So this is nothing but the abstraction class, which are always we have to be remembered. It shows the essential data to the users and hiding the unessential data which is not required to them. So we have to be know like Java, Java, and how this abstract class and interface class is used in our technology, servlets, JDBC, database, how we have to be used in the coming sessions. We have to be discuss. Now, let us check this. It's a concept how the abstraction can implemented in Java. Okay, so Java understand our language. Yes, it will understand the bits and byte code. So we have to be aware. Now we have got the a good idea about what is the abstraction and what is the interface. So let us discuss more detail in detail about tomorrow's session.